One of the aspects of losing a loved one that's not often talked about is the weight that is put on the final conversation that you have with them. Sidebar, I want to thank everyone for the really supportive comments and messages I received about my 2016 story, losing my mom. I want to talk about the final conversation that I had with my mom because it really sticks with me for a lot of reasons. So as I explained in the previous video, I was 3 weeks into moving to LA after my mom encouraged me to go to LA even though she was just recovering from a double lung transplant and I had been taking care of her for years. I had made an album that I made while taking care of her, and she passed away on the day it came out. That's the context. So I made it to LA with pretty much no money to my name, like literally just a duffel bag and splitting a room in Koreatown, like a 2-bedroom with 5 people in it. They had a legal Airbnb with roaches. I was excited to be in LA, but this is very stressful. I didn't know how I was gonna make money. I didn't have any savings, and I had some access to studios to make music, but I didn't have any direct ways to make money yet. And one of my huge, I wouldn't say regrets, but a thing that I think about a lot is the fact that my last conversation with my mom was really just me venting about how I don't know how I'm gonna make money. I'm stressed about how I'm gonna figure this out. I'm so broke. What the fuck am I gonna do? I was just complaining about money. And that was the final conversation I had with my mom in my entire life, was complaining about fucking money. And it's not to say that, you know, being stressed about money is something that you should ignore, but damn, man, like it really put in perspective, like I need to move through life in a more like love-centered way. Like I needed to center my love for my mom in every conversation that I had with her. Because that one was, she was being very supportive, and of course she's my mom. She was very supportive. She's the one who told me to go to LA in the first place. But she was, and she was like, "You're gonna figure it out. Like, I'll help you plan all this out. We'll figure it out." Blah blah blah. And being a good mom, like she always did. But the fact that the focal point of the final conversation with my mom I ever had in my life was just like some bullshit that eventually got figured out is hard to reconcile in my mind because of how trivial it feels in comparison to the weight of it being the final conversation. And of course, I know that my mom knew that I loved her and all of that. It's just a really good example of how limited our time on this earth together is and how much we have to appreciate that. And that every conversation, every moment that we can share together as people, as a family, we have to move with love. And that's really hard to remember when, you know, everything is fucked up in the world and people got to pay bills and all that. But every time I'm stressing about something trivial like money or whatever it is, I'm always brought back to that conversation.